going on, you guys? It is another episode of the Sci-Fi Zone where the multiverse meets the seventh inning stretch. It's your boys Trent and CJ, and today's destination is Major League Baseball. We're going to be discussing who we think deserves to be in this year's Home Run Derby. And if you enjoyed the video or this kind of content, please hit the like button and the sub button as it greatly helps the channel. And also don't forget to check out our shorts content as it has our videos' best and funniest moments. But let's get into it. And what's really cool is as of today, when recording this June 18th, we will not be mourning the loss of the clock-centered format of the Home Run Derby, as the Home Run Derby this year will officially drop the clock from the rules, and we are now basing it off of swings. Crazy rule change. I'm all for it because let's be honest, the cameras could not catch up with the clock.
Yeah, no, it's been a tough watching experience the last couple of years. I mean, the home run derby is always exciting every year, but we're timed and the camera just couldn't catch up with it, and you were supposed to not get the next pitch until the ball hits the ground, which players were cheating anyways. So yeah, this should be an interesting rule change, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it plays out.
Yeah, me too. So here's how it's going to go down. The first round, all 8 players will get to take 20 swings, and if they homer on the 20th swing, then they get to continue swinging until they make an out, and ties will be broken by the longest home run distance, and then the top 4 home run totals will advance, and then those 4 players will be seeded 1 to 4 based on the homer totals. Then in the next round, will be head-to-head matchups based on the seedings. Number 1 will go against number 4, 2 will go against 3, and then all 4 players will be taking 15 swings, and if they homer on the 15th swing, same thing as last round, they can keep going until they make an out, and then ties will not be broken by distance, but by 3 extra swings each. So whoever has more by the end of those 3 swings will move on, and then that will be the finals. And then in the finals, the 2 players will get to take 15 swings, and then same thing, if they homer on the 15th, they can keep going until they make an out, and ties are also broken this round again by 3 extra swings. So very fun. Players are going to be able to take their time and really actually, hone in on taking some good hacks. It's awesome.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a big improvement of this format, is that players aren't going to be rushing themselves and they're not going to gas out after the first round because they feel like they have to swing at every pitch. They can pick their pitches, they can swing at what they want to and keep going for future rounds. So yeah, I think this is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and also the guys who are pitching to them are not going to be feeling as stressed out on making better pitches too, so they can actually make better pitches.
Yeah, that's a totally other aspect because the pitcher is also getting timed. They have to be quick with their pitches, but also be accurate. And it's hard to do both of those things at the same time. So that's going to be really great for them as well. I also like the swing off tiebreakers as well, because last year we got a player eliminated by a home run distance of less than 1 foot, which doesn't feel like that should be a thing. I mean, we should have had a swing off tiebreaker for a while. So that's going to be a great addition as well.
Yeah, I totally agree. So let's get into our ballots and who we think is going to be in the Derby. CJ, lead us off with your American League picks.
Yeah, so my first American League pick is going to be one of the more exciting rookies this season. It's going to be Munetaka Murakami. He's been one of the best power hitters in baseball, one of the best left-handed hitters in baseball. He's pretty much shut up the haters that were talking a lot during the offseason because he's been one of the best power hitters in the game. He's got a 938 OPS and 20 homers right now. So I think he's going to be my first pick. And then number 2, Yordan Alvarez. I feel like that's another pretty obvious one. He's been maybe the best hitter in baseball right now. He's at 24 homers, a 642 slugging percentage. So he's just only been hitting extra base hits. For my pick number 3 is going to be essentially Mr. Home Run Derby at this point. It's Pete Alonso. Pete Alonso, new team in the American League now. I kind of don't really care how many home runs Pete Alonso hits before the All-Star break any season. I want him in the Derby because he takes it more serious than anybody else. You see him in the cages, like the camera's on him, and he's treating it like it's Game 7 of the World Series. So I always love him in the Derby. He could also become the second player to ever win 3 Derbies alongside Ken Griffey Jr., so that would be pretty historic. And then my 4th pick is kind of a selfish one, but it's Mike Trout. I really want Mike Trout in the Derby. Everybody's been asking for it for years. I feel like it's been 10 years. I understand why he hasn't done it. He wants the time with his family, but I feel like it would be kind of a missed opportunity for Mike Trout's career to end without the fans being able to truly show our appreciation for what he's done for the game, like on a big stage, because who really knows if he's going to get to the playoffs again and have that moment. And also the home run derby is kind of the only thing he hasn't done at least in the regular season. I don't want to hear about the Angels playoffs, and it's going to be in Philadelphia, 20 miles away from his hometown. So I think it would be great to see him again. So that is my American League bracket.
Yeah, I have mostly the same stuff. I got Jordan as well. That dude's gonna hit a ball over the center field wall. There's no everyone is putting Jordan on their ballot. So
Yeah,
yeah. And then for my second one, I also got Murakami. I really want to see that guy hit some bombs, rookie sensation. And he's actually not going to be my only rookie sensation because this is where we differ from our bracket. And instead of Pete Alonso, I got Nick Kurtz from the A's. I wish it was the Oakland A's, but that's a whole nother video. But I think he would put on a clinic, man. And I think it would be cool to get some more young talent in on the American League side because obviously the rest of my squad here is pretty much veterans. I also have Trout because with Trout, I very much agree with you. I think if there's a time for him to do the Derby, it is right now. He's so close to home, and the Angels are not nearly as much in contention as they were in the past, so he shouldn't have to worry as much about how the Derby will affect his swing. And 4 to 5 years from now, I can guarantee you this guy's not going to want to do it. So I think right now would be the absolute best time. So yeah, got all the same guys, but Nick Kurtz, I think, should be in there.
yeah, I think that's totally fair. I think Nick Kurtz would absolutely put on a show in the home run derby. He would be so exciting. Everyone in the league is like kind of a fan of him and wants to see what he's going to do next. So he would be a great addition. I'm sure he's going to do it at some point in the next several years.
Yeah, dude. So for the National League, I'll lead us off here. And I just want to say one thing really quick. Matt Olson got a lot of homers this year. I don't want him in the home run derby
Wow. Okay.
because both times this dude's gotten eliminated in the first round, and I just don't want to see it happen again.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, that's totally fair. It's been, I mean, for being one of the best home run hitters in baseball, I mean, he hit a 50 homer season a couple years ago. So you would think that he would at least make it to the second round. But yeah, he's had a tough go at it.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. But for the National League, I mean, I think this is also the most obvious pick here. It's Kyle Schwarber. It's in Philly. He leads MLB in home runs. I don't think you could give any better reasons for someone to play in the home run derby.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And I had him on my list as well. I also had Kyle Schwarber, the most home runs in baseball. He's got the second most homers in the 2020s, only behind Aaron Judge. And yeah, it's going to be in Philadelphia. One of the best like playoff or big game atmospheres. So to have him in that moment in that stadium would be so memorable.
Yeah, dude. And for my second one, I don't know how people might feel about this because he's not that well known of a player, but he's having a great season. That is Hunter Goodman. He's second in the National League in home runs at 21. And here's the crazy thing. 16 of his 21 home runs are while he's playing away from Coors. Only 5 homers at home for Hunter Goodman. So this guy absolutely does not need Coors Field, and I think we need to give him the opportunity to show us that this year at the Derby.
Yeah, I completely agree. I also have Hunter Goodman on my list for the exact same reasons. He's been one of the best power hitters in baseball. If Cal Raleigh didn't do what he did last year, we'd be talking about Hunter Goodman a lot more. He still had a 31 homer season last year, and he's on pace for 45 this year. So, and like you mentioned, every time people talk about how Colorado Rocky is hitting well, that everyone always brings up the Coors effect. The Coors effect does not apply to Hunter Goodman because, as you mentioned, he is even better on the road than he is at home. Also, really young player. He plays in Colorado, which no offense, Colorado, they don't really have many big games. So to put him in a big game situation like in Philly in a home run derby, I think that would be great exposure for him.
100%. So for my last two guys, I got O'Neal Cruz. I know he's only at 14 homers this year. The number's a bit low, but watching him in the Derby last year, so fun. We need to see him try and get the crown again.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, O'Neal Cruz hits the ball harder than maybe anybody in baseball. He's got, I think, the highest exit velo on a single swing in the Statcast era. Like, he just torches the ball. And in the Derby last year, he was so exciting to see. He's another one of those guys that, like, regardless of his actual in-season home run count, you can kind of count on him doing great in the Derby just because of what we were able to see him do last year.
Exactly. That's what I'm banking on. And for my final guy, I know it's not supposed to be a popularity contest, but we got to get Ohtani back in the Derby, man. I know he's only got 15 homers, so, similar case to O'Neal Cruz with the season homer count being a bit low. But, man, watching this guy hit home runs is an utter spectacle. Guaranteed 100+ mile per hour exit velo, guaranteed 450 feet plus. It does not matter what stadium this man is playing at. I will be grabbing my popcorn, sitting my ass in my couch, and watching this guy hit. if he's in it, I'm guaranteed to watch it. I was guaranteed before, but if Otani is in it, it's going to make this event way more popular.
Yeah, and I think the league is going to be begging Otani to be in the Derby for that exact reason. I mean, he has been having another great season, believe it or not. It's Shohei Otani. He's having a great season. But watching him take batting practice there's not a lot of baseball players that take batting practice like Shohei Otani. Like, even just in batting practice, people are putting their phones down and watching what he does. He's one of the most exciting players in baseball. So this would be a perfect stage for him to be on. And he's super fun when he's in the Derby as well. I wanted to put Otani. I do not have Otani. I did put Matt Olson. I know earlier you said you don't have Matt Olson because he's been in it twice and got eliminated in the first round. That's exactly why I have him in the Derby. Because, number one, as we mentioned earlier, he's been one of the most consistent, one of the best power hitters in baseball for the last several years. 50 homer season, top 5 MVP finish. He's tied with the 5th most homers in baseball right now with 20. He's got a 552 slugging percentage, and he plays for the Atlanta Braves, which is a rival of the Philadelphia Phillies. So I think seeing him participate in front of that Phillies crowd would be a really interesting experience, especially maybe going just before or after Schwarber. If the two of those could meet up in a round, I think that would be must-watch television. That would be super, super exciting. And like you said, he has participated twice and he was eliminated in the first round both times. In 2021, he hit 15 homers, and in 2025, last year, replacing his teammate Acuna, he hit 23 homers and still got eliminated. So I think if he gets another crack at it, he could get a little further and just really show that he is still one of the best power hitters in baseball.
You make a lot of good points. And, if he were to come back and if he were to make it past the first round, I would be very happy for him and I would be excited to see what would happen after that. So I'll take it either way. If he's in it, I'm interested. But then if he's not in it, I'm excited to see whoever takes his spot, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I totally agree. For my last pick, I have another young guy, Jordan Walker of the St. Louis Cardinals. He's been having a huge breakout season right now. He's hitting about 288 with 18 homers and a 878 OPS. He's had a really interesting start to his career because he was drafted as part of that 2020 class along guys like Garrett Crochet, Reed Detmers, Spencer Torkelson, but it's taken him a little bit longer to break out than some of those other guys. But when he did, he's just become one of the most exciting young players in the game. And I think Citizens Bank Park in the Home Run Derby would be a great place to introduce him to some of the fans that haven't really gotten to watch him as much.
Yep, true. And plus that National League rivalry. So I feel like that'll kind of fuel the fire a little bit if he's starting to do really well.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that'd be great.
So in regards to the batting order for the Home Run Derby, Mr. Rob Manfred himself actually decides what the order is. So it's not exactly possible for us to do an exact seeding per se. So we're just going to give who we think will make it to the finals and who will take it first overall. So my predicted final matchup will be Jordan versus Schwarber. I don't think it's going to come out any other way. And I think it's going to be Schwarber taking it home. It's going to be a fairy tale. I think him playing in Philly is going to help him a lot. The atmosphere, the energy, he's been playing there for a really long time now. I think it just makes sense.
Yeah, I think that's a great pick. My finals is a little bit different, although I also have Schwarber in my finals. I have Pete Alonso making it all the way with him. So I didn't mean to do this, but I have the player with the most home runs that could participate in this derby versus the player with the least home runs that would participate in this derby. 25-16, a 9-homer difference. But I think just with the way that Pete Alonso approaches the home run derby, he can always make it to the finals. I do agree with you. I think Kyle Schwarber is going to take it. I think that home crowd is going to push him more than they're going to be able to push Pete Alonso. He's like we said, just been one of the best power hitters in baseball. Every time he's at the plate, he's got a chance to hit a home run. And with that Philly crowd behind him would just be so exciting. I think he's going to pull the 2015 Todd Frazier and take it in front of the home crowd. So although if Pete Alonso does end up winning this, as I mentioned earlier, it would be pretty cool for him to be alongside Ken Griffey Jr. I think Kyle Schwarber is going to win his first derby in front of the Philly crowd.
Yeah, that would be a really awesome way to end the home run derby, dude. Like, I would love that.
Yeah, it's going to be, I mean, no matter what way it goes, it's going to be super exciting. And I feel there's a really good chance for Kyle Schwarber to be in the derby. And if it is him and Jordan in the end, that would be excellent as well, because National League home run leader, American League home run leader, two of the best left-handed hitters of the 2020s. That would be incredible to see.
Yeah, I would absolutely eat that up. So that's who we think is going to be in the home run derby. Let us know if you guys want us to do any more All-Star Weekend related videos, or if you have any other topics that you would like us to talk about regarding Major League Baseball. Leave that down in the comments too. And also let us know who you think will be in the derby, or who you think will win the derby. We would love to hear. And if you made it this far again, thank you so much for watching. We also cover Marvel content. We also cover DC content. We just recently covered The Boys, and we're currently covering Spider Noir right now. So if you like any of that stuff, feel free to check out our past content. And we're going to be covering Supergirl when it comes out later this month. So a lot of awesome stuff happening, and we cannot wait to cover all of it. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.